Today we're making some beef Wellington, except we're using chicken. After washing your bok choy well, cut the white parts and separate them from the green parts and cut them up into little bite-sized pieces like I'm showing here. Once you have them all cut up, make sure to rinse them again. The reason why we're separating the whites from the greens is that the whites take a little bit longer to cook and the greens cook fairly quick, so we're separating them for that reason. Let's start by sauteing our bok choy. I got a couple tablespoons of butter and a little bit of olive oil. That keeps the butter from scorching. We can add in our chopped bok choy, the white part. We can saute this for about 3 or 4 minutes. You don't need to overcook it, but you can make it as soft as you like. If you want it softer, leave it in a little longer. If you want it crunchier, 3 or 4 minutes should do it. You don't need to season the bok choy because the meat is well seasoned. Also, you don't have to necessarily use bok choy. You could use spinach or zucchini. Just make sure the zucchini is cut up into little pieces. Or any kind of greens. I'm using bok choy because it's a mild, sweeter oriental cabbage and it's healthy for you and I like the taste. Let's add in a tablespoon of minced garlic. Let's add in our bok choy greens. We're going to saute this for another 3 to 5 minutes until everything is cooked and well blended. Remember, once it's done, make sure you let it cool before you continue on. So cook it, take it off the stove, and let it cool. Go ahead and pre-cook your meat. Tonight I'm using ground chicken, but you can use any kind of meat, ground beef or steak or even pulled chicken or pork of some sort. I'm using ground chicken tonight. I'm going to saute it until it's completely done, and I put some spices, onion powder, garlic powder, and some Italian seasoning. Let's add a little bit of soy sauce. And let's add a little bit of teriyaki sauce. It's time to add some chopped onions. I would always recommend fresh chopped onions, but I happen to have found a deal on these. Buy one, get one. So today we're using these. Make sure that when you're cooking your meat that you cook as much moisture out of it as possible. Afterwards, and this is important, once your meat is seasoned and cooked thoroughly, set it aside to completely cool. Fry up some bacon and set it aside. This is beef bacon that I'm cooking here. The wife doesn't eat pork, so we're having beef bacon tonight. Let's get our pastry filling ready. We have our cooked and cooled bok choy. Let's add in our cooled seasoned meat. Now you want to put in some cream cheese. I'm actually using some ricotta cheese, so I'm going to put in a couple of huge heaping tablespoons of that. You could use ricotta cheese or mozzarella cheese or cream cheese. So get it all mixed up and then we'll get our pastries done. We have our puff pastry ready and our chicken is nice and cool. So at this point we'll go ahead and fill the center. Once you get the meat right where you like it, fold over the pastry. Flip the pastry over and put the folded side down. Let's flip the pastry and pinch the sides together. Let's cut a couple of slits in the pastry. Go ahead and prepare an egg wash and set it aside. Some people use a whisk. I use a fork. Use your egg wash and coat the whole pastry. They're now ready to go into oven. Put them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 400. Make sure that you keep an eye on them. When they're golden brown, they're ready to eat. While the pastries are cooking, let's make an aioli. A couple tablespoons of mayo, about a teaspoon of any mustard, a couple teaspoons of minced garlic, about a tablespoon of olive oil, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, juice from half a lemon. Let's add some spices and spice this up to your taste. A little black pepper. You could put some salt in, but I have this onion salt, so I'm going to use that. Put in about a teaspoon of that. About a tablespoon of dried chives. And some roasted red peppers. You could roast your own. These were on sale, buy one, get one, so I bought them. Make sure that you drain them well before you put them in here, and I'm going to use about half of this jar. Let's add in about 2 or 3 tablespoons of our pre-cooked bacon, nice and crispy. Now you'll want to blend this. You can use a mixer, or you could cut it with a knife and blend it that way. I happen to have this fancy thing, so I'm going to use it. I like mine on the sweet side, so I'm going to add a little sugar. I have some light brown sugar. You could use dark brown or just regular white sugar. About a heaping tablespoonful. Okay, our puff pastry is all ready. I had to put them in there for 25 minutes. Our puff pastries are ready to eat. Let's do it. Okay, let's get ready to eat. Putting on our aioli, and we want to garnish it with some bacon bits. Okay, so we have our puff pastry with our bok choy and chicken, nice salad, and our aioli to go on top of it, and a little side dish. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.